New trade tensions as United States imposes tariffs on Mexican tomatoes. Mexico City, Mexico. The United States imposed tariffs on Mexican tomatoes on Tuesday, adding to tensions between the two neighbors just as debate deepens over their new but not yet ratified trade deal with Canada. The 17.5% tariffs came into effect after the countries failed to renew an agreement that suspended a United States anti-dumping investigation for so than 23 years ago. The United States Commerce Department said Tuesday that negotiations to revise the agreement would continue. We remain optimistic that there will be a negotiated solution, United States Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said in a statement. The tariffs could ultimately be blocked should an independent body, the United States International Trade Commission, find that no United States industry has been harmed by Mexico's alleged dumping of tomatoes on the United States market. Mexico, which supplies half the fresh tomatoes consumed in the United States, estimated that tariffs would cost its exporters more than $1 million a year. We expect many small and medium-sized exporters will find it impossible to cope with this heavy cost, the Economy Ministry said in a statement, expressing its disappointment and concern. The Mexican Tomato Growers Association denied dumping. Its Vice President, Manuel Antonio Cazares, told 8FT the industry would take a heavy hit from the tariffs, and predicted United States consumers would also pay a price. The United States opened an anti-dumping investigation against Mexico over tomatoes in 1996, but has repeatedly suspended it and the tariffs that come with it under a series of deals. President Donald Trump's administration said in March the two sides had failed to renew the deal and that the tariffs would come into force. Mexico exported around 1 billion tomatoes to the United States last year, its third largest agricultural export to the United States, after beer and avocados. Trade tension is rising again between the two countries as their legislatures prepare to open debate on ratifying the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, the updated version of the 25-year-old North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Trump, who regularly criticized NAFTA as the worst deal ever signed by the United States, faces a battle with opposition Democrats in the House, who have criticized the deal for not doing enough to protect United States jobs by improving labor conditions and wages in Mexico. Mexico, which sends more than 80% of its exports to the United States, is for its part unhappy with Trump's tariffs on its steel and aluminum exports, and his threat to impose 25% tariffs on its auto exports over what he sees as a crisis of illegal immigrants and drugs crossing the border. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.